Hey guys, sorry it's taken me so long to get back on and do another video. First of all, before I begin, many major props to all of those YouTubers that do this every single day. There's a lot that goes on in the background as far as editing and everything like that behind the scenes, and it's a lot of work. But anyway, I wanted to jump on here really quick today and go through something that's very near and dear to my heart, and that's making sure that you're responsible. And that's because oftentimes the cheapest pet might not be the best one to get as your first pet. For instance, maybe like an iguana. But anyway, like and subscribe this video, and don't forget in the comments if there's things that you want to know about or things that you'd like to see, ask away. I love hearing from you. I hope you have a great day. See you on the inside. Hey everybody, it's Post-Jurassic Zoo TV. Let's do something wild. As far back as I can remember, I've always had a love for animals. We had dogs and cats and fish growing up, but my favorites were always the reptiles and amphibians. When I was 13 years old, I once counted 29 specimens that I had caught in the wild and had living in my home. It didn't always go over well with my mom. And now, while my life is crazy busy with work and kids, I've always been able to find time for the animals. My goal is to educate the world, if I can, about responsible pet ownership and conservation. I want to share some neat ideas and maybe even help someone get over their fears. Oh, and I want to have some fun. We gotta have fun. My name is Scott Smith, and I'm a zookeeper in this crazy world I like to call the Post-Jurassic Zoo. Hey guys, today is definitely a hat day. It's a beautiful day. You would not even believe that it is the middle of, the beginning of autumn. And it is a hot one out today here in Austin, Texas. And I just wanted to come on because I had an issue this morning. And that an iguana is not a beginner's animal. It's not. And it's unfortunate because they're so plentiful. But what I want to talk about is how important it is, parents if you're watching this, but kids also, how important it is to pay attention to animal care, the habits of animals, the commitment that it takes to own a reptile. And the reason that's so important is because, I'll tell you what happened. My green iguana is going through what I like to call a teenage phase. And just like kids, teenagers sometimes that get rebellious and do whatever, be really attentive to what you're getting into when you get an animal. Now, the reason I say that about iguanas is because, oh, and this is Okoye. Thank you guys for naming her. You named her on Instagram, which, thank you, by the way, for 500 followers. If you're not following me already on Instagram, please do it, Post-Jurassic Zoo. But her name is Okoye, and she is my 7 going on 8-year-old normal ball python. Absolutely love her. She's a rescue. We're talking about iguanas right now. The reason that this came to mind is because when I was working with Samo this morning and I had him out, it was not time for him to go back in. And he raised up and kind of turned to his side like he was going to whip me. And I thought, Samo, you've never done that. What's up with that? And I went round and round with Samo for a while, and we kind of looked like a cartoon, walking around each other, kind of doing this dance, the iguana dance. And now, I've been whipped before by iguanas. It's not fun. It can hurt. The reason I bring that up is because there are a lot of people that won't be prepared. And you go in the pet stores, especially some of the franchise pet stores that I won't name them, but you go in a lot of these pet stores, and the cheapest lizard, you say you want a lizard, the cheapest lizard that you can find will be a green iguana. Most often a green iguana. And they'll be $29, $39, little cute little babies, and they'll run around, and some will be green, some will be kind of blue, and they're cute, and they're mass produced, and they'll just run around, and everybody wants one. Here's the problem. You have to know what you're getting into. Sometimes the cheapest animal, it's not a beginner animal, and it's not something that is going to be extremely easy to care for. I'm not trying to scare you off. Again, the reason that I do this is because I want you to enjoy reptiles and have lizards as pets and snakes as pets and etc. I want that. I also think that it's important to be responsible. A lot of people will get these iguanas and they'll get a piece of paper and kind of read over it, but then they think it's set it and forget it. They'll get an iguana, put it in a cage, and then they'll leave it alone, and they'll feed it some greens every day. They don't know how to vary their diet and all the things, red peppers and green peppers, bell peppers and mango, fruits, bananas, mangoes, different things like that, fruits, but not too much because it's like candy to them. Green beans, string beans, kale, spinach. Not solely kale and spinach because the oxalates in them would bind to calcium and cause problems, but if you don't only feed them those things, they should be fine. Various greens, dandelion greens, collard greens, just all of these things that they should eat. And on top of that, making sure that you get a nice basking light that has heat for them, maybe 100, 150 watts, that has heat for them so that their basking area can be 130 degrees or so, 100, 130 degrees. And then at night, you want to make sure, and a lot of people like to be really comfortable, well, once the lights go off, you still want it to be warm in their warm areas, so say around 80, 85 degrees. And the reason I say that is because where they come from, it's not that cold. We want them to stay comfortable. And then you want a large cage. One of the things that I'm off to do, I'm going to go to Craigslist and get a big dog kennel, a couple of dog kennels, and stick them together so Samo can stay outside and catch the rest of the sun. It's things like that that you think about. And then here's the big one. And this is how a lot of iguanas end up going back to pet stores, or people like me ended up getting them, which I like, but I can't do that for everyone. And there are a lot of guys like me that will take in pets, but they'll get an iguana and then realize that the pet that you got really is going to grow to be 4, 5, sometimes even 6 feet long. That is a big animal with big needs, and that needs a big cage, lots of space. Because, go away. Because we want the animal to be comfortable. We want it to have some enrichment. We want it to be happy. Because you can make an iguana very unhappy, and then they'll start tearing up their enclosures sometimes, or they'll start being very mean and you wonder why. They're not very well adjusted. And then there's some that are puppy dog tame. I hate saying that because they're not puppy dogs, but there's some that will walk up to you when you have food, that'll come and greet you. I have a tegu that when I open his cage, he comes up to me and he'll tripod because he wants food, or they want interaction. Guys, reptiles are great. And I say this because I want you to enjoy the time in the life that you have with reptiles. I want it to be a situation where you owning a reptile gives it a longer life than it would ever have in the wild, with predators chasing it and everything else. So that's just something to think about. I'm living my best life. I want it to live its best life. So this is Scott. I just wanted to say thank you for watching. And please, before you go, if you know anybody that has pets and animals and would like to see more of what I do, this is only my second video on YouTube. Please, I enjoy your comments. Comment below. Ask questions if you have questions, and I'll try to answer them. I am not a herpetologist yet, even though I'm studying. But ask as many questions as you can, and more importantly than that, tell somebody about what you've seen today. Tell somebody about my channel, and please hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications, and I will see you later. Have a fantastic day.